Hi, it's Richard Silver, and I am from the Silver, Burtnick and Associates Group out of Sotheby's International Realty Canada. And I am back in the Bay Area with my friend Brian Ayer. And Brian works for Golden Gate Sotheby's International Realty. And Brian, tell me about the areas that you work in.
Hey, Richard, thanks so much for having me. It's always good.
Pleasure, 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 pleasure.
Yeah, so I'm in Silicon Valley, it spans between Santa Clara and San Mateo County in the Bay Area, just south, about 30 to 40 minutes south of San Francisco. So I handle both of those counties, all of Silicon Valley, lots of tech people, lots of industry for that.
Yeah, amazing. I'm sure. I mean, I'm sure the growth in that area has just been mind-boggling because I know that, yeah, it's lots and lots and lots of big tech companies are there and housed there.
Yeah, it's amazing how much tech there is out here, and that's the assumption. Every time I meet people, they say, "Oh, you must be in tech," and that's the default. And I say, "No, no, I'm in real estate." And they're like, "Actually, that's better."
Oh, that's even better. Oh my God! So we're not at the bottom of the list.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so we have a new abnormal right now. We're dealing with coronavirus, and I know that you guys have been designated as an essential service, or will be as of the weekend. I believe it's. I'm not too sure how it happens there.
They
But
did earlier
yeah.
this week. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
they did earlier this week. Good. Okay, so tell me what's happening. What are you doing? How are you managing to sell property and list property?
Well, what's interesting is we were not essential for a while. So
Yeah.
people started coming up with alternate solutions back then as far as video tours.
Yeah.
Fortunately, it's funny because a lot of my listings, I talked to them earlier in the year and I said, "Hey, I have this feeling you really should sell now." So I moved 6 of them to earlier this year, and we've put all 6 of them into contract, which is great.
Now, has anybody backed out or tried to back out of those contracts? Or
No, not yet. They're thankful. I mean, luckily, the market we're in right now, there's such a shortage of housing.
right?
People are happy. So the buyers are actually happy they got into something before they got shut down as well. I've got
Yeah.
a couple of buyers that are anxious right now. And we just, before we were deemed essential, we couldn't show. It's still a little bit challenging. We can get into that as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
But you can always set it up so the seller takes them through, or seller leaves the key, walks away from the house, and they go in with all of the. I mean, every one of our listings, we have Lysol, we have rubber gloves, we have masks. You know, we got to be prepared. That's all. And I keep
we're getting to that point.
everything in the car. Yeah.
Yeah. So since we were deemed essential, I think on Wednesday,
Yeah.
I had a listing we've been waiting on for a while, and they're in contract to buy something else. So it's critical that they actually
Yeah.
get the house sold. And we were supposed to come on the Thursday after we were shut down on Monday. So
Right.
we were in limbo for a while.
Yeah.
They deemed we were essential. So I got a buyer in. I put it online as a coming soon. I put it on the Sotheby's International Realty site and then syndicated it out through Zillow and everything, anywhere else.
Yeah.
Buyer found it online quickly, called me immediately. We got them in. That was the only showing, and they wrote an offer on it.
My God. And that's the story I keep hearing from other people as well. So there is even in this situation, people who need to buy, need to sell. And I think there's a general sense that this is a terrible, terrible, terrible time, but we will get through it.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's just taking precautions. It's making sure
Yeah.
that everybody's aware of, the gloves and booties. And it's funny, the agent that showed up to show it, she had little Lysol wipes and everybody understands you don't touch anything because you're respecting the homes of, yeah, exactly.
My best
You can't
friend.
buy them. I mean, I can't buy them anymore. I'm trying to find them.
Oh, come on up to Canada. We've got them.
I should do, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good, but the level of respect that both the buyers and the sellers have right now, and they're very cautious about this. But as far as essential services, though, backing up, we're only allowed to show vacant homes. We can't show occupied homes.
Yeah.
And so now,
but you could do it. You could do it virtually. You could do a walkthrough and then have your clients on the other end of the phone.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's what I'm looking at doing. I've got a couple of sellers who are ready to go, and they're still living in the home. So, I've been talking about doing like 3-way FaceTime calls and having them walk through.
Yeah.
With a potential buyer. So.
Yeah. Well, and you can do it certainly on Zoom, as we are. You could have 3, 4, 5. You could have 100 people if you want. You could have all the family involved in the decision.
Exactly.
Take 20 people through the house at the exact same time.
Yeah. So I mean, it's only been a couple of weeks, so it hasn't really been critical to get all, everything going like that anyway yet.
Yeah.
But
It's amazing how when things need to be done, it just forces you to be more creative.
exactly. And that's what I
And
love. And it's
yeah,
also showing who the good agents are and who
yeah.
shouldn't really be in the business anyway.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of agents in our office. It's the same thing. Well, not our office. No, no, no. I wouldn't say that. There's a lot of agents in the city that I think just feel as if, the sky has fallen and they're going to pull back completely. And I think my experience from being through two recessions has been it's at a recession time that you really have to be inventive. You can make a living, and you just got to go out there, and people have to buy and sell. There's no question about it. We are, food, clothing, shelter. Well, we're shelter.
Exactly.
And I think people have to just keep moving forward.
And that's what I keep telling my close colleagues as well. It's like, this is when people who know what they're doing, that are business professional people, they're not in it for the fun of it. They're in it for, actually running a business. This is where they shine. And as we adjust to new things, we adjust to new markets, to new challenges. It shows our value is what it does. And clients appreciate that.
Yeah, no, it is a time when you really shine, and probably you're right. There are people who probably shouldn't be in the market as realtors, who may decide not to stay in the market.
Yeah,
God knows what they would go to, but that's the problem, because it's not as if there's a lot of other jobs available.
Exactly.
So somebody picks up the phone, calls you and says, Brian, I need your help. I needed to sell my house right away. How do we deal with staging? How do you deal with, because I know you provide, like we do, a complete pre-listing experience.
Yes, absolutely. And it's extensive is what we do.
Yeah.
Which is why we get the premium prices on things. We get, breaking records in every neighborhood.
Right.
That's the challenge now, is because the stagers are shut down. The law that just came out creating essential services now says anything related to real estate is also essential. So we can start calling stagers.
Yeah.
But this is as of 2 days ago. So everybody's still waiting through all the regulations to figure out, how can we do it? These people are respectful.
Yeah, they have to be. And you know what, I think you have to, the interesting thing is, again, you treat people the way you want to be treated. So I think it's very important that we do respect.
Yeah. So what we're doing with sellers right now is we're talking to them about being prepared. They don't need to sell right now. It's maybe not the best time to sell, but we can prepare for when this is lifted. And I said, to all my clients, I said, we want to be the first ones out of the gate when this is lifted. There's such a pent-up demand right now, especially because the Bay Area there's so much demand anyway, but now especially because of the coronavirus, people can't buy homes. They need homes. They're in rentals, and they're also saying, it's a good investment as well for future. Not that it should just be that as well, but I said, let's be first ones out of the gate. So
yeah, the person that we follow a lot, I think, is Larry Kendall of the Ninja organization, and he basically is saying, it's going to be quiet now, but as soon as this is lifted, it's going to be crazy, and you'll probably do your year in the last 3 months of the year.
Yeah, exactly. I've already done, transaction-wise, I've done half of what I did last year in the first 3 months of the year. So,
great. Well, next time I see you, you can buy dinner.
Yeah, sounds good.
And I'm ordering lots of champagne. Anyways, just want to say thank you again, and please stay safe, you and your family and everybody, all your clients. And, I think if, we are going to get through this, the end will be sometimes, I don't know if we can say soon, but it'll be sometime.
It'll make us stronger too, right?
Exactly. And it'll make us more creative.
Exactly.
So thank you again to Brian Ayer, who is with Golden Gate Sotheby's International Realty. And I can see you mouthing it. Anyways, thanks again, Brian. I really appreciate the chat.
Thanks, Richard. Always good to see you. And thanks for having me on the show.
Always good to see you. Take care, buddy.
Okay, bye.